we got a show for you, folks. Jamie Foxx, where art thou? I am missing some Jamie Foxx. He's been MIA. And there are people that are saying that he's been cloned. He's fighting back. Or is he captured? Okay? These people, these celebrities, these pop stars might all be captive in prison somewhere, screaming for us to break open the chains and let them out. They have to hear Jelly Roll every evening. It's like, that is not us. That's our clone. Do not believe them. Okay, that music got a bit intense. Oh boy. Started resonating there for a moment. But folks, we got a hot one tonight, okay? Go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe if you're watching this without the live stream. Good luck. Good luck. And give us a follow, whatever the social medias tell you to do. It helps these small channels. So I appreciate it. But we've got a show tonight, folks. Okay. Jamie Kennedy. Has he been cloned? Is the person that is out there as Jamie Kennedy, is that him? People are weighing in. And we got another beautiful video from Mind Unveiled talking about MK Ultra and Monarch specifically. So please prepare for an evening of deep journeys. I'm not even sure where it's going to go tonight. Okay, I'm not even sure where it's going to go, and I have some opinions about this. Are they opinions? I don't know. Just guesses, and there might be something to it, folks. There might be something to it. It's terrifying that these people might not hold up the end of their bargain. And instead of having them killed, they will allegedly kidnap them, imprison them, and have a double pose as them so that we never mourn their death. But they don't die. They're just, or maybe they do. Okay. Some of those music videos are just too real for me. Okay. They show everyone dying. They want everyone dying in their music videos to be reborn. Oh, yeah? As what? As what? Okay? Reborn as the clone. Reborn as the transformed creature. The Frankenstein. Okay, so people are weighing in. Uh, so we'll see how this goes. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? You know, this is almost like talking about chemtrails. You're talking about cloning. You're in the chemtrails territory. Now, mind you, that just a couple weeks ago, RFK Jr. mentioned that he's going to do something about these airplanes spraying things in the sky. He said that is a real thing. So, it used to be aerosols, and now they just do it in the engines, I guess, in the fuel. Who knows? Apparently he does. So maybe there is something to this cloning thing. I don't know. And we had Jim Carrey go through a similar ordeal. Oh, what about Isaac Cappy? Huh? Isaac Cappy calls out Jim. Oh, look at that. Even Jim Carrey's in the Isaac Cappy mix. Okay. And I think there is something about this. Okay. Jim Carrey reaching out. Now, why? He always seems to be around someone right before they die. Ooh-wee. Jim Carrey, huh? Now, I don't listen to much of this guy, but this thing that he was talking about was interesting. I like his take on it. I don't follow much of him. I know of his overall body of work. But I would like to take a look at that. Some good simulation theory action. All right, so let's get to it. We're just going to dive in. All right. I wonder if I should start with this one, actually, now that I think about it. Maybe, when was this one? 4 months ago. And 9 months ago. Maybe we should start with all right. Now let's start with this one.
I snuck my phone because I didn't know what the outside world was.
Okay. So we're starting from the beginning here. This was from Hollywood Reporter. They, I'm sure you're familiar with them. They do interviews during the Academy Awards with actors and directors and writers and everything. It used to be the way to get a little behind the scenes before there was social media. Although most of social media got this show to where it is. But they before this and these award shows, the actors don't really interact with each other. So when they're doing the actors on actors interviews, they're really out of their element. However, because of this, it has gotten them out of themselves so much that they now seem to do better during the junkets. They're not so full of themselves. However, I do like it when they take their craft seriously. You don't have to take yourself too seriously, but you can, but take what you do seriously. But here's Jamie Foxx. Now this is apparently this just came out, and it seems that when they said I was a clone, they maybe that made me flip in the hospital. Okay, so he's telling a story about. Oh, this is 9 months ago. Was it? Okay, so this is 9 months ago. Telling the story here.
I snuck my phone because I didn't know what the outside world was saying.
Okay, he's talking about him being in the hospital. Okay, he was in the hospital. The things that have happened to this point, he was missing for 3 months, 4 months, 6 weeks. Must have been longer. 4 months. Not even half the amount of time that Red Bar has been missing. But everyone's freaking out over Jamie Foxx, okay, for his 3-month absence. Red Bar has been gone for like 8 months. Hello? Are we okay with this? Do we need to start asking Sam Tripoli what's up? But here we are. Jamie Foxx gone for a few months, and people are freaking out. Now, because of social media, you're able to basically communicate directly to these people. Excuse me. And, Hollywood Reporter, Vanity Fair, all these people, these are people that I've communicated directly to in the comment section. And when they start promoting other shows or whatever, I'll occasionally be like, hey, what happened to Jamie Foxx? So I'll throw these little, fun little things out in the world. And because of the instant communication, some of it gets picked up. Some of it, somehow, and then all of a sudden, people started talking about that he might be a clone. Now, let's just say I was an early adopter on that, okay? On this theory. I was an early adopter. I couldn't have been the originator of it. I mean, that someone else must have been saying this before. But I will tell you, when I mentioned it, no one was saying this. Okay, this is something that, because I'm like, wait, he just did this movie called They Cloned Tyrone. He's missing for a few months. This is either a PR stunt or predictive programming. And he came out with this movie afterwards where, what's the one, The Burial or something like that? And he looked fake. He looked fake in that poster. What was the? We'll just go through it here. So we'll take a look at posters from They Cloned Tyrone. Now, granted, what I'm trying to do is give you a comparison of how he looked in this film compared to the film after he had disappeared. So this is a movie he did before he disappeared. Now, he could have maybe disappeared before this film. They used his double in this film, talking about cloning and all that. But so that could have happened. But let's just, for now say, okay, where is Jimmy Kennedy? Is he not in this film? Am I on the right page? Or Jamie Foxx? Okay. So that's him, huh? Okay. Now, well, for now, let's just, okay. So we got this, and now, if I only knew how to do the basic thing, which just put the two. How do you do that? Is that this button? How do you put them side by side? But here we go, and then. Oh God, so bright. Sorry. Where's this? Okay, here it is. Oh, geez. Okay, I'm just trying to get a. Yeah, I'm not gonna trust the images too much on this. They. Oh, that was a good one. I'm just trying to get his filmography here. The burial. Okay, so it was a burial. Okay. Right there. That image right there. That's oh my God. How do Okay. I can't play this, otherwise they're gonna strike me here, but yeah, I think even showing this might not be the best. But you gotta take a look at when he was in the, like, all that. Okay, real person, real person, real person. That's a real person, and come on. Show it. Although maybe not, yeah. And there, okay. So I can't pause it right now. I don't have the. Look at that face. Look at that. Look at that face. It is too puffy, too round. Okay, these are all real faces. And look, okay, there it is. Okay, there's no weathering. Okay, there's no. Right there. Look at. All right, so that's a good one. So let's find some stills. Now it's going to be more and more difficult to be able to discern this over time, because AI can just go in and change everything up. The films, you go back in the films and through post production they'll clean everything up. So
And so
oh, all right. So there you are. Let me see if I can get some still images here. Okay. Just looks a little different. Just a little bit different. And you'll notice too, he loves those high collars. Okay. He'll find a way to wear be kind of suited up like Cash Patel in his FBI high collar jacket. Make him look big, but he might be hiding the neckline. Just saying. All right. So, and here he is. They clone Tyrone. All right. Now, again, let's just say that he was not cloned before this movie, okay? And when I say clone, I mean he was not missing for 4 months. Okay, that event happened after this movie. And then the next movie he did was The Burial. Okay? They're not creative, folks, okay? They're autistic. It has to be literal for them. So they're just laying out just literally. There's no time for metaphors. Okay, that takes a creative mind. One that has a broad range of knowledge. And when you're so compartmentalized in just this one thing, like these autistics, they can't think anything outside of just what they're doing. Okay? So they're going to just kind of lay it out for you. They clone Tyrone, The Burial. Now, I wouldn't put it past Jamie Foxx to play some 5D chess. And he was at the P. Diddy parties, okay? He was filming. Now, he might have been an informant, He might have worked, for the government. Everyone talks about Kevin Hart being an industry plant. So he was definitely part of some of this stuff. And when he did the Kanye song, you get money, down the broke neighbor, okay, when he was doing that, during his tours, he was yelling out to the crowd, say Jamie Foxx, or Jamie Foxx, like, my name is Jamie Foxx. What? Like he was trying to get people to know who he was. No one really knew too much about him. I feel like I've always known him. And that's the danger. That's how you know. When you're in love. Okay. Jamie Foxx and I just linked, and I understood. Okay. And so it wasn't too long ago that he was trying to get his name out there, much like an industry plant would. Okay, just rushing in, say my name, something. Okay. Now, knowing that maybe the Epstein files and the Pup Daddy situation and all this is starting to unfold, you might have thought, well, what if I fake my death? Okay, or instead of faking my death, how about I, I make them believe that I'm cloned, and so he'll kind of, and then we can make movies about it, and then, okay. So you could have done that, but why? I don't know why. Okay. Turn on the speakers, folks. I can't talk too much about it. Okay. They have the IP to my speakers, so they'll just turn on my speakers. So Jamie Foxx, after, in my opinion, after this movie, he went missing, and during that time too, people were dropping. A lot of people were dying, or passing out, and is it Kimpernick, or who's the football player who? Don't tell me that it's the person that Dave Chappelle has on his onesie as he during his special. The name on his outfit, Kaepernick. Was that the person who almost died on the football field? Okay, so this was happening around the same time, and I think that there was a writer strike, and then right after that there was an actor strike, and a lot of people were weighing in on what was happening, except for Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx was very vocal about other things just before all this. So he his absence from social media, was very people recognized it. So it didn't come out of nowhere. And during that time, I might have made a couple of comments in the social medias of Hollywood Reporter and Vanity Fair about, hey, where's Jamie Foxx been? And shortly after a few months, a few months that went by, I made a comment, and within a week, I don't think even 2 weeks, within a week, he made a statement. He came out made a statement. Let's see if we can find that. Oh, what? Why does it flash like that? Is that the flash before they take a picture of you? That's it. Is it just because I like to go dark mode? How is it with technology we can't just have it how we want it? We're never free. So Jamie Foxx revealed what he saw after suffering a near-death experience. Okay, and this is what they're all after, by the way. Leonardo DiCaprio, Christian Bale, all these people want this near-death experience because it opens up your crown chakra, and you're able to harmonize into these other dimensions for a period of time. It also opens up all the chakras within your body instantly. And, you know, it's not even fight or flight. It's, nirvana. Okay. Every movement, every moment is perfect and intended, but still coincidental. And it's survival, it's acceptance of death, and absolute no fear. There's just clarity. And within that empty state, you're able to exist moment to moment, without any precursor, without any filter, and it's pure existence, through the acceptance of death. And then you actually live for the very first time. So if you can come back and tell that story, whew, it's got a lot of material within it. You know, you can kind of play in that sandbox for a bit, and you know, especially if you can weave story, you know, create some movies and things out of that, you know, integrate it into your thing. Well, ooh, you might be unstoppable. And they seek this. Okay, they find ways to get them around the edge, or to just complete flatline, and then they find a way to jump them back up, get them back up to life, or jumpstart their heart again. So here we are with because who else mentioned having a near-death experience, but still like not, it seemed a bit forced, and that was Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey mentioned how he felt like he had a near-death experience because he was in Hawaii when they announced that there was missiles going to be coming in, and you had 30 minutes. And he thought, well, here we are. Now, do you guys remember that? Remember that there was an alert that went out to the people in Hawaii? No. They said it was a glitch. But didn't Hawaii burn to the ground a couple years later? A year later, maybe? So, you know, Jamie Foxx comes back after a few months of being absent. I'm trying to find the video where it's the video that he is this it? See, people are wondering. Let's take a look at this. Jimmy Foxx warned us way before Jim Carrey.
On February 26, 2026, Jim Carrey walks out on that stage to accept a Lifetime Achievement Award. His daughter is there, his grandson, his partner. He gives a whole speech in French. It's a beautiful moment. And then he walks backstage. Within hours, the internet completely loses it. Megan Fox is in the comments panicking. Katy Perry drops a bullseye emoji. TikTok is screaming, he's been cloned. Millions of people, not fringe conspiracy people, actual mainstream people, are convinced that the man who just accepted that award is not Jim Carrey. But here's
okay, and what did I say, folks?
That the man who just accepted that award is not.
Okay, I said, if you see me, and I've shaved my, and I don't have my beard, that means they got me. Okay. They don't call me clip virgin for no reason. Okay. I never touch a clip in my life. No clippers. Okay. I let it grow. But Jim Carrey said, if you see me without a beard, you know what happened. Why do you think David Letterman grew a beard? It freaked everyone out. It's like, what? And he was so insistent on it. It's like, oh no, I've had to shave all the time and I just want to. No, you want the distinction. Okay. And the late night show hosts are all part of it. That's how they kidnap you. Allegedly. That's what happened to Dave Chappelle when he came back from Africa. Okay, he came back, thought he'd be safe, went to Oprah, and that's when they got him, allegedly. Okay, after the interview. So Dave Chappelle at the Oprah interview was Dave Chappelle. And then he was not Dave Chappelle after that.
Jim Carrey. But here's the thing nobody is connecting with right now. The one person who already lived through this exact nightmare, his old co-star, one of his closest colleagues, already warned us this was coming. And
look at him. Look at him. Now that's Jim Carrey. And that's Jim Carrey when, he was going through his having to pay back his debts. Okay? Doing a Cable Guy and a couple other ones that were just a little intense. And here, okay? So he had to pay back his debts, which usually means you have to have done some kind of sacrifice, some kind of, Now, Jim Carrey has had 5 siblings who have died. He has a girlfriend who has died. He called Isaac Cappy. Please, if Jim Carrey ever calls you, do not answer. I'm not here.
nobody listened. Jim Carrey, 64 years old, one of the most recognizable faces on the planet for 5 decades straight. He shows up in Paris,
Okay,
speaks French for the first time on a big stage, and his family is sitting right there in the front row. By all accounts, a real, emotional, once-in-a-lifetime moment. And the internet decided that is not him. His eyes are different. That's a body double. They cloned him.
Yep. I said all those. Although not as much as I said all that to Jamie Foxx, because this seemed so so obvious, maybe. He's like, I'm dead. You know, he's like getting interviewed at the end of the ceremony, and they're like, yeah, and what's your favorite face? The face I'm wearing. And he's like, oh, I was so nervous up there, and I was seeing everyone speaking so fast, and I was just like, oh man, I'm dead. So the things he was saying were absolutely nuts, and not in the Jim Carrey nuts. Like what somebody who had rehearsed and prepared for doing this, and then was put in a situation where you had to talk on your feet. They then, they say things. So they, sprinkle their world in there a little bit. And what he was saying, yeah, it was really crazy. So there, let's just play it.
Real Jim died years ago. Now you might be thinking, okay, this is just another internet conspiracy, right? People overreacting. But stay with me, because this story goes a lot deeper than just...
And he had different color eyes. He signed the thing with his right hand instead of his left hand. He kept doing this weird lip thing, like kept licking his lip and like doing this, almost like like his mask was disconnecting a little bit. That he was trying to put it back together. And I guess the real Jim Carrey apparently said, "Hey, that's not me." Okay. All right. Now this again could be this insane kind of PR stunt to then promote the sequel to Mask, or to The Mask. There's definitely a connection with him and Batman. I mean, he played the Riddler. But a lot of this Epstein stuff, a lot of these deaths within Hollywood had Batman themed stuff with it. And we talked about Travis Scott having a Batman outfit and all that. So
Jim Carrey's face. In this video, you are going to find out the full story of what happened to Jamie Foxx, Jim's actual co-star, when the internet did the exact same thing to him. You'll see the chilling pattern that connects their careers, and you'll understand why Jamie Foxx...
Oh yeah, that's right. And they're... Of course. God, I forgot about that. They were on In Living Color together. And there he is wearing the dress.
Chilling pattern that connects their careers. And you'll understand why Jamie Foxx, who lived through this nightmare himself, looked at what was happening to Jim and said...
Oh, and there's Keanu Reeves. Okay? Now, Keanu Reeves, yeah, the Mr. Nice Guy everyone loves, right? Who else was like that? Tom Hanks. Oh, the nicest guy in Hollywood. Really? Really? So, Keanu Reeves, at some point, I know that he just lived in a hotel. I'm sure quite a few people do that, but there's definitely some kind of... Did they do Sonic together? Was he a voice in Sonic?
This is not a laughing matter. Before we get into everything, you need to understand who these two men actually are to each other. Because this isn't just a story about two random celebrities. This goes way back. 1991, Fox Television.
Wow.
A sketch comedy show called In Living Color premieres, and two complete unknowns end up on the same soundstage. Jim Carrey had been rejected by Saturday Night Live twice. He almost quit comedy entirely. Jamie Foxx, born Eric Bishop, couldn't even get stage time at open mics. Changed his name to a gender-neutral name, just even get stage time at comedy entirely. Jamie Foxx, born Eric Bishop, couldn't even get.
So you're gonna tell me that that right there is Jamie Foxx? When you looked like that in 91? Okay.
Even get stage time at open mics. Changed his name to a gender-neutral name just so clubs would pick him to perform. Both ended up on In Living Color. Same cast, same soundstage. 1991 to 1994. Jim played Fire Marshal Bill, physical comedy. His face was literally his weapon. Rubber expressions, full body chaos. Jamie played Wanda, full transformation, blonde wig, exaggerated everything. Total character work.
Please welcome Miss Wanda Wayne. Holy crap!
Hey, what up? How y'all doing? Nikita, I told you I was gonna be on TV, girl.
Both of them became masters of transformation. That's the word for it. Jim, The Mask, Ace Ventura, The Grinch, Eternal Sunshine. Jamie, Ray Charles, that won him an Oscar, Django, Electro. These men built entire careers on becoming other people. Fast forward 30 years, and both men face the same accusation. You've been replaced. You're a clone. But before we get to Jim's Paris moment, you need to hear what happened to Jamie first. Because Jamie didn't just face the theories from the outside. He almost believed them himself. And the reason why...
Oh my God, this is horrible. This is horrible. This is a disinformation campaign right here. Paying this guy to say this stuff. It's obviously a heavy leaning for the opposite. But I just want to get some context into this video here and what he's talking about. Okay, so he was missing for a few months, and let's finish this video. They'll go through the timeline.
Is one of the most genuinely disturbing things you'll hear today. Jamie Foxx's nightmare.
It won't be.
April 11th, 2023.
So many more.
Jamie Foxx is on a film set in Atlanta. He gets a bad headache, asks someone for Advil, then nothing. He's gone.
Okay, so this is just what they're telling us. Okay.
Brain bleed, stroke, emergency surgery, 20 days unconscious. When he wakes up, he can barely walk. He's in a...
And it is all right. So it's coming back to me now. And what he said that, he came back and he's like, oh, everything's fine. But later on, that's what it was. Just recently during the P. Diddy thing is when he said he was actually poisoned by P. Diddy. And they didn't release that information until things started going down for P. Diddy. And P. Diddy was at Ellen DeGeneres' show a lot. And Ellen's DJ disappeared or died. People say that it's because he knew something that had happened between Ellen and Puff Daddy. So Jamie Foxx was part of those Puff Daddy parties too, going on with the camera. And people are saying that Jim Carrey has affiliations with the, some kind of satanic order or something. Like he's like a high priest. There's no credible evidence to suggest Jim Carrey is a Satanist. People think Jim Carrey exposed dark secrets. Okay. Jim Carrey is the satanic high priest in LA. All right. So people are saying, okay, so he's a satanic high priest, and we'll go on these shows and be like, like, oh yeah, here, look, and do all this stuff, and as a diversion, but to put it out there in a satirical form, to then not have you consider that's the source or whatever, because he even did like the serpent thing, like ride the snake. Remember that Saturday Night Live sketch? Oh man, I remember watching that when it first came out. I'm pretty sure I watched it, when it aired. With Jim Carrey, ride the snake. So a lot of the stuff that he was doing was definitely, I didn't know this kind of stuff in my 30s. I didn't even know that stuff in my 50s. Okay. But he's very much in the know at a young age of these different esoteric kind of things. So Jim Carrey, people say that, he's a satanic high priest, and might have done things to help secure his position in Hollywood. He might have had to do favors for people, and if you're doing favors, and it means some pretty sketchy stuff, you're going to charge a lot. Okay. And so you're like, well, make it a couple million, and then they just do a movie, and then they pay you through the movie. And maybe A-listers are actually A for assassins. If you're an A-lister, you're part of the club. You've done things. You wear your Rolly chain, your Rolex, and you're part of that. Yeah. The Assassin's Creed. Now, I would like to think that Jamie Foxx was one of the good ones, and he was trying to expose some of the stuff. That's what you would like to think with Jim Carrey. Hmm. Just don't know. Don't know. Where did it? There it is.
He's in a wheelchair, confused, dizzy. His family keeps the whole thing completely private. No updates, total silence. And the internet goes absolutely.
Okay, now this is him filming this. Like, oh yeah, here I am, filming this out. Now, this could be his replacement already, and then they're filming this stuff as a reenactment. Trying to make light of it, but they're also trying to get ahead of it, and they're trying to create a fictional aspect of it so that people are then drawn to that aspect and not the actual. So the factual. So this is the fictional. They create a fictional aspect of it as a way of kind of mocking it to to distract you from the factual. Maybe.
Insane. Jamie Foxx is paralyzed. He's blind. Diddy tried to kill him. He was cloned. Now here is where this story goes from sad to genuinely disturbing. Jamie is in the hospital. He's sedated. He's on Oxycontin, Dilantin, and morphine. Heavy medication. And somehow, he sneaks his phone in. He starts reading what the world is saying about him. All of it. The clone theories. The body double accusations. The conspiracy posts getting millions of views while he's lying in a hospital bed. And because of the medication, he starts to believe it. These are his own words from the Hollywood Reporter Roundtable in May 2020.
Okay. Now, I would, again, as you know, I like source material. I don't like this kind of this commentary stuff, okay? So we probably should have pulled this up. But here we are. Like the Hollywood Reporter, this is the round table. And this is a time where they can all kind of get together. Now, if you look at the people who are at this table, okay? This is, all except for, for this guy as of yet, but he was ex-military. He has a Mossad haircut. They love it long in the back. But this guy fled the country. This guy's in a whole lot of trouble. This guy is connected with Jennifer Aniston and the whole pizza situation. He is, just recently in a brawl and Mardi Gras, almost as a distraction. Right after the Epstein files dropped, they're like, quick, do something crazy so that people, he was in holes as a kid. Yeah, he is full MK'd. He has affiliations with a gang. So those are murder eyes, okay? Deep issues with his dad. Okay, all allegedly. We're just... Okay, imagine having that kind of look and a beard like that. Okay. And you got Jamie Foxx here. So go back and watch this stuff, and you'll see the people that they kind of all had grouped together are now all kind of part of some other kind of insane thing. I mean, I don't even know what to call it. Yeah, he does look good with the beard. Helps square out that round tubby face he's got. Just big old circle. Get some definition in your face. Now he's got a nice nose a little bit, you know. Oh yeah, little Gerard Butler there. Yep.
5.
When they said I was a clone, that made
Hollywood Reporter Roundtable in May.
Oh yeah, definitely. That is yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you would done good doing kind of an epic like that. But there is something with him that and it's probably because of the whole they always talk about, you know, the childhood stars and how it's got to be so difficult for them, and you think it's because of the attention. But come to find out, it's because of the abuse, okay, that they suffered. And they're like, oh, it must be so hard as a child actor, you know, or these child actors are all, yeah. Oh yeah, what was that music video? Oh, he's in a cage? Wow. Elastic Heart. And it's with the young girl. Oh God. Yeah, and he did that other movie too. The Nympho one or something. The Nymphomaniac one. And it's doing some weird performance art. Nice. Yep. So they've been through a lot. They've been through a lot, and it's not just because of attention. Okay, they've been abused, and if you listen to what Shia LaBeouf says, he mentions a bit of aggression coming from Tom Hardy, and he kind of plays it cool. You know, he's like, oh no, I mean, it's Tom Hardy's house. You know, he is, you know, he is the main dog, and you know the way it yes, it sounded like respect, but it also sounded, like, like something else. And Tom Hardy did that biker movie. Talking like this, or how was he talking? Was he talking like this? He was talking like this. So he'll find a way where he can. He wants to, he wants to touch a man's body in everything he does. So if he can't hug it, he's just going to beat the shit out of it. That's gay aggression. Okay? All the gays have that pent-up aggression because they just want to be hugged by them. So instead, they'll fight them. So Tom Hardy's a little sweet. He's got a little sugar in his motorcycle tank, if you ask me. And but yeah, he's a street thug. But he's a sweetie. So he's just a. And he did. What was it? Inception. What was the other movie he did? I think that was the movie he did with, or yeah, because he was living in another country and they recruited him. So again, Christopher Nolan is definitely connected in some of this. The elite people. Yeah. Now you're not going to have Leonardo DiCaprio in your films without, knowing his dietary needs. And I don't know. We'll see. I do enjoy Christopher Nolan films, though.
2025.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital.
It made me do it. Really? So he's gaslighting already. Now this is what all the doppelgangers do. They try to, I'm a victim of your logic and reasoning, your deductions, okay? Your ability to deduct from from life events. I'm a victim of that. Okay. Now, this is a person who was it some kind of award show? Talking about how, if you got an opportunity to, to work with Quentin Tarantino and kill some white people, how can you say no to that? Really? That's okay for you to say? So he was perfectly fine with saying that he had to jump on the opportunity to be in a film where he gets to kill white people. Hey, how about fuck you? Okay, that sounds like you're an industry plant trying to sow division within our culture. So fuck you, Jamie Kennedy. I could give a shit whether your feelings were hurt because we think that you're fake. You said that. They feel empowered because they think that they're a protected class. You ain't gay. It's only LGBTQ that's gay. They're trying to latch on to that. No. And their time's almost up. So, it's been up a long time. They're not protected. They're gone. No, please respect people. Okay, people don't. They think that they can threaten someone's life or to make light of despising a certain people group. I can't stand. I despise people that say that. Yeah, it's pretty sick. Yeah, plus yeah, exactly. LGBTQ plus yeah, and that's all it is. It's a whole psyop. They had ChatGPT before anyone else did, and they said, what would be the best way to collapse American society? It gives a list, and like, oh, okay. What if we? Well, first you need to tell everyone that there's no genders. Next, you need to increase the cost of living and create race divisions and all that. So this whole thing, they think they can fool us.
Shit, these motherfuckers are trying to clone.
Then it gets worse. Still on the medication. Still.
See, he's like, still on the medication. Okay, so this is very, this is very leading. I'm gonna play it because I hope you guys can recognize this. And we should be able to listen to things even though that they, don't align with what we believe. We can use discernment, but they're not giving you I'm trying to give you a timeline of everything, and I just pulled this up on random, so this wasn't part of my list. But he's in a way giving you a bit of a timeline, but it's very leading.
In the hospital, he sees a white version of himself walk into the room.
Oh, here you go. Okay. So this video right here is actually the video I was trying to play. So he's basically. So let me just do that. His I don't like his narrative.
I snuck my phone because I didn't know what the outside world was saying.
All right, here we go. Okay, so you kind of get a sense of where we're at now. So he has been gone for a few months after doing the movie. They cloned Tyrone. So he did that movie, and some time passed. And then there was the writer's strike, then the actor strike, COVID was happening, people were dropping dead, having complications, getting injured by the JAB, and people thought that it might have been that with him. And when he came back after a few months, and the family, really didn't say much about it, people assumed that it might have been maybe like an injury that had occurred from a booster or something. So, and what if that was the case, and then they're just trying to do this whole cloning thing as a way to get you off track? But here we are. So he comes back and says it. Yeah, I'm good. You know, just with my family. Had some complicated. I wish I could find that video. As I was trying to find it to begin with. Had some complications, but everything's fine. Thank you for your prayers. My family, my daughter, you know, saved my life. Look at that. Just a couple away from Satan. And that was that. And then a few months later, maybe 6 months later, he comes out with a comedy special. And within that comedy special, in the first line of it, he's like, "Man, they thought I was a cologne. Oh man, you know." So he addressed the elephant in the room. He looked different. He looked, yeah. They all love them leather suits when they do the specials, but looked a little boxy, like he does now. You know, always square and boxy instead of, you know, the lean, mean Jamie Foxx machine. And even that one governor, that big tall governor that wears hoodies and gross disgusting shorts all the time. Is he a senator or something? He was sick for a while, and then someone came back as him, and everyone's like, that's not him. And then a few weeks later, then all of a sudden the real him showed up. People think that this of Biden. Okay? People think that Biden, after, you know, sometime in the first year, maybe a little bit more, you know, after he started sniffing all the children of the world on stage, red and yellow, black and white, just sniffing them all. He got replaced. I think it was probably, there's something peculiar that happened at the Easter party that they had outside the White House with the rabbit that was out there. And he was kind of walking stiff like this, and, you know, and people say that, yeah, something happened to him, which happened to be right around the time that Jim Carrey announced his retirement from acting. And people said that it looked as though Jim Carrey was playing the role of Joe Biden.
And so I snuck my phone to see what people were saying. I've just been in this hospital, and I couldn't get my mind around it. I had a stroke. I'm in fucking perfect shape. The clone shit threw me.
Yes.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital. That's it. These motherfuckers are trying to clone me. I didn't have.
Okay. If you guys think that that's him, more power to you. Okay? More power to you. You got one of them minds that can manipulate time and space. Because he looks sus as shit. He's just like, okay. He's not loose. He's not, okay. Since he's been back, he hasn't looked or acted the same. Like Chappelle, like Jim Carrey, I guess. Like Britney Spears. Selena Gomez.
Didn't have a stroke. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed like these bitch ass. And then I saw me walk into my room. But I'm white, right. So I see the.
Okay, so now check this out. Now, this is the first time I've heard this. And I saw this today. And about a week ago or so, I had mentioned, what movie was it? It was Mission Impossible with Seymour Hoffman and Tom Cruise. And Tom Cruise was dressed up like Seymour Hoffman's character. And confronted him in a bathroom or somewhere, and neutralized him, drugged him or something to knock him out, and that was a way to then stepped in as him for that time, and then he got kidnapped, or a bunch of other things happened. And I had said, I'm like, wow, now after watching that movie, that seems like that's how they do it. You know, they'll just have someone who just looks like you replace you. And to the general public, you're not going to know anything. Not going to know the difference. And a lot of people have said that this isn't far-fetched, okay? Because people have known that who's the... I don't know these actors' names. Johnny Depp. Okay. People know that Johnny Depp has had a double. It's been a known thing that he'll have doubles kind of throughout LA or the city, or or a different country or something. And he also has an island. Or had one. But this is not Jamie Foxx. This is not even an aging Jamie Foxx.
The white me.
But he had a Caesar too? Just
Not
like
all that, the white me.
Okay, gotcha.
And I'm like, and I'm trying to get their attention. And no one said anything. And I'm like, that's it. They trying to clone me. This motherfucker is all the thing. And so the next morning I was out of my bed. I was standing there like Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park. I was.
Okay, so He's showing that he can use film references. Okay, this guy's stiff. This guy, his speech is more pent up than mine. Okay, Jamie Foxx is quick, real smooth. Okay, this guy is unsure of himself. He's constantly trying to convince all the time. Jamie Foxx would initiate, kind of lead the attack in his rhetoric campaign. Okay, he's very good on his feet. This person is not.
I was like, what the fuck? And Dave was like, what's up, Fox? I said, what's up, Fox? I said, I know what's up. You trying to clone me, motherfucker. I saw the white clone. And I know why you trying to clone me. And make me white, because I'll sell better overseas and all this other kind of So
Look at that. That's not him. Look at that gut. Look at that.
So they had to call like my
Psychiatrist.
I had a psychiatrist on board, and I'm sitting in this motherfucker.
You read your conspiracy
I'm
theory,
thinking
and
I'm a
it said
clone.
yes.
And when the psychiatrist says, "Are you all right?" and I says, "Am I all right or am I all white?" I saw what happened yesterday.
Well, yeah, he's like, bro, what? Look how he's dressed too. Super baggy, super. Well, this is probably the show's wardrobe, but look at touching him. He's like, oh no. Kerp has a strike against him.
I saw, motherfucker, you trying to get the white motherfucking Jamie Foxx, and it ain't gonna happen. So he just calmly goes, I think we're gonna lower your dosage. I snuck my phone because I.
Okay. No one's buying it.
Didn't know what the outside world. I snuck my phone to see what people were saying. I've just been in this hospital and I couldn't get my mind around it. I had a stroke. I'm in fucking perfect shape. The clone shit threw me.
Yes.
When they said I was a clone, that made me flip in the hospital. That's it. These motherfuckers are trying to clone me. I didn't have a stroke. So I'm sitting in the hospital bed like these bitch ass. And then I saw me walk into my room. But I'm white, so I see the white me.
But he had a Caesar too, just
No,
like you?
all that, the white me.
Okay, gotcha.
And I'm like, and I'm trying to get their attention, and no one said anything. And I'm like, that's it. They trying to clone me. This motherfucker is all the thing. And so the next morning, I was out of my bed. I was standing there like
The white me, huh?
Chris Pratt in Jurassic Park. I was like, what the fuck? And
Like, why do you say that?
Dave was like, what's up, Fox? I said, what's up, Fox? I said, I know what's up. You trying to clone me, motherfucker. I saw the white clone. And I know why you trying to clone me. And make me white, because I'll
Maybe that happened to Michael Jackson.
sell better.
Maybe that's just what they're all freaked out about. Being white.
Overseas and all this other kind of So
That's
they had to
ridiculous.
call like my
Psychiatrist.
I had a psychiatrist on board.
Listen to him. Psychiatrist, okay. He's like feeding him the words like Jan does for me. Okay. These late nights, it slows my recall. But this is, Jamie Foxx is not someone who is unsure of himself, who doesn't have these oriental eyes.
I'm sitting in this motherfucker.
You read your conspiracy
I'm
theory
thinking
and
I'm a
it said
clone.
yes.
And when the psychiatrist says, "Are you all right?" and I says, "Am I all right or am I all white?"
All right, so there we are. That was 9 months ago. And here's something with Cat Williams talking about it.
Let me be specific. Anything I say tonight is
So I guess that's supposed to be the... No, that's not.
allegedly. I don't know. I just be up here talking.
That's right. Just like me. I'm allegedly.
I love Jamie Foxx. Let me say that. I love Jamie Foxx. But his motherfucking clone. His clone ain't.
You can't clone this. I brought you too much original. It ain't enough.
Look at him. So this is him. Look how big he is. This is when he's addressing it.
Clone juice in the world to clone me.
Jamie Foxx clone allegations are beginning to sound more like facts than just rumors, y'all. And Cat Williams is right in the center of it. It's been alleged for a while now that Jamie got cloned in the hospital when he had that life-threatening health emergency in 2023. Word on the street is, most of these celebrities were cloned years ago. Allegedly, the versions of them we see now are just clones who have been designed and programmed to sound and act exactly like them. At the time Jamie ended up in the hospital, it was rumored by some sources close to his family that he died. However, his family didn't bother denying or confirming the rumors for days. Then, out of nowhere, Jamie supposedly got better and made a video looking like a whole different person. He reportedly had a blood clot in his brain and fell into a...
Okay, and this right here, this interview was after all of this. Okay, so this is not... this is after the hospital thing, after the cloning talk. And that's what they're wanting to do, too, is immediately get this look-alike out there and populating everything so that it'd be hard to know the difference.
To a coma, but unlike most celebrities, his family was being very secret in his brain and fell into a coma. But unlike most
Okay, and then that's him. That's the real him.
Different person. He reportedly had a blood clot in his brain and fell into a coma. But unlike most celebrities, his family was being very secretive about the details of his illness. At some...
Look at that guy. It's like, that's not Jamie. That's not Jamie.
At some point, there were even rumors that he died, but his family wasn't ready to announce it just yet. Chill. Rumors were flying around and everyone was eating it up. After weeks of being in the hospital, Jamie supposedly...
Yeah, more like Ellen DeGeneres was eating him up.
Recovered, and the first thing he did was jump on social media to address everything. He said the entire experience was very traumatic for him, and even compared it to him going to hell and back.
I cannot even begin to tell you how far it took me and how it brought me back.
So this is the video right here.
I went through something that I thought I would never ever go through. And I know a lot of people were waiting, or wanting to hear updates, but to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing. Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see,
okay, that's Jamie. Okay, that's Jamie. Same thing with Dave Chappelle. When he came back after being gone for a while, he came back as him, but then immediately after was different. So this could have been filmed beforehand, maybe. I don't know. Or, he filmed this real quick, and soon after, he was replaced.
As you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working.
Okay. Now ask the clone to do this. Okay. He's moving both. I can't do that. He's going cross-eyed with one eye and going the other way. He's making jokes. He's funny. He's an entertainer. The other guy is an imitator. You can hear it in his voice. You see it in his swagger. Okay, he's got a little bit of that, that cool guy swagger. All right, he's got a little thrill within the grill. Okay. He does not. Okay, as a matter of fact, that's midnight. Okay.
To see me laughing. Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine. He said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed.
So he's got conviction. But a little bit of terror. Okay, there's some caution behind his eyes. Okay, he's looking like holy shit. What is that? Okay, these are real emotions. Okay, humor. Being a little funny. He's got it on the one side there. It's not on both sides. So, he's got a little smirk. The other guy does not smirk. Okay, that's the thicker guy. He's not that thick. And that's the thick. So that's mask. Same thing with Joe Biden. Squared face.
Me laughing. Now, by being quiet, sometimes things, get out of hand. People saying what I got. Some people said I was blind, but as you can see, the eyes are working.
Okay, so he's not saying clone. He's saying people are saying I'm blind. Okay, and in this other film or this other video, he's saying, yeah, I jumped on real quick and did a video. I snuck in my phone. He's leading you into the narrative, trying to fill in all the plot holes. Yeah. And then he said something about the white one. Well, maybe he's referring to, to this because they said that he looked lighter. And so he's making a joke about seeing the white Jamie Foxx. So he's just playing cover. But let's see if he says clone in this. He might. I can't remember. And he could maybe have seen all the things that social media was talking about and didn't want to address that. Yeah. So instead of saying people are saying that I'm clone, he's saying that people are saying that I'm blind. Okay. I don't remember anyone saying that he was blind. So let's see if this continues here. And again, maybe this was pre-recorded.
Eyes are working just fine. Said I
So
was
that's
paralyzed.
funny.
I'm not paralyzed. But I did go through, I went to hell and back. And, I know they talk about people crying on videos. You could do take two, but I'm not going to do a take two. It is what it is. And
All right. See, he didn't address anything about clone.
somebody was talking about I'm clone.
Oh,
Usually
there
this
it
would
is. Okay. There it is. So he did. Okay.
Do a take two. It is what it is. And, somebody was talking about I'm clone.
usually
Could have been AI. Could have been AI. That's what happens with us conspiracy theorists. Even if we see the truth, we spin it. Okay, so he addressed the clone thing. Okay. But look at him. Okay, that's a human. Although the way that he's looking at his own image in the selfie, okay, he's looking at his own image there. I initially thought it was because of maybe he just wanted to get a wellness check, kind of see. But if he's doing this video, maybe he's already replaced. And this was a way to test it out. But he's funny. He did weird eye movements. Ask the clone if he can, for him to, okay, see if he crosses his eyes like that. Okay, this is like a football player. Okay. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I need to capture me a moment here.
As you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes. I was blind, but as you can see,
see if I can get both of them there.
As you can see,
oh, so close.
The eyes are working. The eyes are working.
Oh, all right. One second. Although maybe one is actually better. Man, that was scary.
As you can see, the eyes are working. The eyes are working just fine.
He's a robot.
I was blind, but as you can see, As you can see, the eyes are working. Eyes are working just fine.
Okay. Now that's funny. All right, that's funny. That clone has never said a funny thing in his life. And he's trying his best to fill in some very large shoes. Okay, this imitator. Now, not this one. Okay, this, in my opinion, is Jamie Foxx.
Said I was paralyzed. I'm not paralyzed. But I did go through, I went to hell and back. And, you know, I know they talk about people crying on videos. You know, you could do take two, but...
Okay, exactly. You can do take two, but I'm going to do it. And then what happens here? Well, there's a cut and then it looks like another edit. They edit and then he does another take. Because he's saying, you can do take two, but no. So let's see.
And, you know, I know they talk about people crying on...
Because he doesn't talk about the clone until after this cut.
On videos, you know, you could do take two, but I'm not going to do a take two. It is what it is. And, you know, somebody was talking about I'm clone.
Usually this would have been...
Yeah, maybe he said a whole bunch of things between that. And they didn't want to add that to this thing. This little disinformation campaign here.
enough to convince people he was fine, but not this time around. People couldn't help but notice just how different he looked and sounded.
Okay.
Granted,
Yep.
he had just come out of a supposed coma, so it's...
So, in everything that he does now, he's got a high collar in the back. Oh, look at, this is work for him. Okay. He's like, ugh. Okay. Everything he has now is a high collar back. Doesn't want to show, show the mask or show the missing tattoo.
Usually this would have been enough to convince people he was fine, but not this time around. People couldn't help but notice just how different he looked and sounded. Granted, he had just come out of a supposed coma, so it's not unheard of that he'll look a little different the first few days. However, this wasn't that kind of different. At least that's what people said. They said he looked unusually light, and we all know Jamie ain't no light-skinned man.
Oh, okay, take it easy there. Yeah, so this is why in this video he addresses there's a white me, okay?
What's up, Fox? I said, I know what's up. You trying to clone me, motherfucker. I saw the white clone. And I know why you trying to clone me.
All right, so that's just him doing cover for this thing of people saying they looked a bit whiter. And of course, now you take a look at him, and he doesn't. He actually looks very dark. Yeah, this one has an agenda. The other one is neutral.
He also appeared to suddenly have some
Look at that.
pigments on his face that he never had in the past. Basically, they were
I thought
saying Jamie died and
looked
that
like
the
him.
person who was addressing his illness was a clone. Interestingly enough, just 2 months after he was admitted in the hospital, he released a Netflix movie titled They Tried to Clone Tyron. Till this day, people believe that this movie was a reference to him being cloned, and that he made this movie way before he actually got sick because he knew what the industry was planning to do to him. People jumped into the comments of his announcement for the movie, dragging him for using the cloning rumors as promo for his movie. Others also said the title of the movie was exactly the kind of thing a clone would say just to convince folks that he isn't a clone. One person said, "So all these..."
Oops. All right. See, you might see my name in one of these things, okay? Because I had a couple in there, and it seemed a bit coincidental that all of a sudden he popped up and started. He came back right when I'm like, hey, Where's Jamie Kennedy?
People jumped
Jamie Foxx.
into the comments of his announcement for the movie, dragging him for planning and that he owned Tyrone. Me died suddenly unusually light. It's on his face that he
I'm
never
backing up
had
here
in the
a bit.
past. Basically, they were saying Jamie died and that the person who was addressing his illness was a clone. Interestingly enough, just 2 months after he was admitted in the hospital, he released a Netflix movie titled They Tried to Clone Tyrone. Till this day, people believe that this movie was a reference to him being cloned, and that he made this movie way before he actually got sick, because he knew what the industry was planning to do to him. People jumped into the comments of his announcement for the movie, dragging him for using the cloning rumors as promo for his movie. Others also said the title of the movie was exactly the kind of thing a clone would say just to convince folks that he isn't a clone. One person said, "So all these cloning rumors are to promote a movie about clones? That's Hollywood for ya, LOL."
Okay. Now, that's something that we had said earlier. These big PR campaigns that they do, or that they'll do. They can make it look like it is a PR campaign when it's actually the truth. And then they're like, you guys are it's just a campaign. So it's this way to hide it in plain sight. Yeah, the cloning movie was there to downplay all the rumors. Yep. Yeah, to discredit any kind of accusations or questions, inquiry, to discredit people. And the thing is that they have to go back, and I didn't watch They Clone Tyrone, but if you go back, take a look and make sure that actually is Jamie Foxx, because they might have captured him beforehand and then did this movie with his clone. Okay, but let's just say that, you know, he did this movie himself, and you know, the following movie he did was Burial, and he did not look the same. So, you know, they could have, you know, when you got these actors. Now, I don't know. I know back in the day they used to do this. I don't know if they do it too much now, but you're basically part of a studio. So I don't think they do that too much anymore. But when you are kind of connected with a studio, then you owe X amount of movies. So you have to do 10 movies, you know, and that $2 million each or whatever. And so, you know, they could have planned this ahead of time and know that, you know, he would have had to have done this movie because it was part of a larger contract that he had. Maybe I don't know the origin of this movie. But it could be Jamie Foxx campaigned this movie, tried to get this movie going because he was concerned that it could happen. Because again, the P. Diddy stuff was going on at the time. And not quite at that time, but it happened soon after. And yeah, maybe that's a way to let the public know that this stuff is possible.
Another person said, sounds like something a clone would say. Y'all gotta stay up. Jamie finally decided to address the clone allegations himself during his Netflix special some months ago.
Okay, so right there. Okay, that's, look at, no confidence, no coy, nope, playful banter.
Months ago, and honestly, this only made people more suspicious. Folks said he was trying too hard to debunk those clone allegations, and that if he really wasn't a clone, he...
Okay, this is him in as a clone here. Yeah, this is, and that's exactly what I said about this. He's trying too hard to say something about the white one.
He wouldn't be dragging it on for this long. To be fair, he isn't the only celebrity who has been labeled as a clone, so he really shouldn't be this pressed about it.
Y'all said I was a clone? You motherfuckers really thought I was a clone. Oh, Diddy got that. That's a clone. That ain't Jamie Foxx. Look at that, man. That ain't him.
I watched the Jamie Foxx special, and he kept referring to the fact he wasn't a clone too many.
Okay, you just mentioned Diddy. Okay, there you go.
You motherfuckers really thought I was a clone. Oh, Diddy got that. That's a clone. That ain't Jamie Foxx. Look at that, man. That ain't him.
I watched the Jamie Foxx special, and he kept referring to the fact he wasn't a clone too many times for me. And with all what happened after they cloned Tyrone dropped, I don't know, y'all. Everything is a conspiracy until it isn't. I don't know. Jamie Foxx bringing up the clone stuff just made me think he was a clone. And this person wasn't the only one who was thinking like this. It was actually after this Netflix special that Cat Williams also stepped into the chat to give his 2 cents about the Jamie cloning allegations.
Okay, there he did the eye thing. Oh, okay. So you're doing the Wanda psych or that character he played in
that Cat Williams also stepped into the chat to give his 2 cents about the Jamie cloning allegations. And let's just say, he is very much also part of the folks who believe Jamie is a clone. He pointed out all the inconsistencies in Jamie's looks and his actions since he came out of that hospital that point to him being cloned. He brought up the fact that Jamie never had freckles a day in his life, but after he came out of that hospital, he had a whole bunch of them.
Jamie Foxx, let me say that. I love Jamie Foxx. But his clone. His clone ain't shit. His clone kept on messing up.
Yep, now watch this. See if we can find it. There's that video. There's a video with this guy. I don't know. I guess he's got a show, or he's some kind of New York guy, some kind of online influencer or something, older guy. He's like, all right, who am I with? Oh, look, that's right, Jamie Foxx. Yep, we're here. We're gonna hit some golf balls. And Jamie Foxx looked very weird. And he's like, yep, that's me. I'm Jamie Foxx. And you're like, what? Can't find it, but that's a very weird video.
The clone showed up with a face full of freckles. We ain't never even seen Jamie Foxx with freckles. This clone is stupid as hell. The clone didn't even have a tattoo on the back of his head.
There you go.
I couldn't believe it. I watched the whole thing twice. I still don't know what had happened was.
And just when we thought the allegations couldn't get any worse, people brought up a scene from Jamie's show, The Jamie Foxx Show, in which he seemingly referenced being cloned. This just made people even more convinced that Jamie always knew he was going to get cloned at some point. The fact that he made this reference way before any of this actually happened is crazy. Mind you, this show came out all the way back in 1996.
Hello, King's Tower.
Auntie,
Auntie, who is this?
this is Jamie.
Jamie. I'm standing right next to Jamie. Whoever this is, I don't have time for your games.
Wow, no way.
Who's that?
Somebody acting like he was you.
Tell you what, why don't I get this one and when I get through, I'll make sure he don't call here no more.
Good.
Whoever it is.
Thank you.
All right?
All right, then I'll just go in the
All
office.
right, then. Yeah. Yo, who this? This is Jamie. Who's this? Jamie? No, this is the new Jamie, fool. And if you know what's good for you and your family, you'll stay away from here till I can plan my getaway.
It's safe to say those clone allegations aren't going away anytime soon till Jamie is able to prove past word of mouth. As usual, people had their thought a clone. Until then, time soon till Jamie is able to prove past word of mouth that he is not a clone. Until then, he'll probably be addressing this for a while.
Look at that hat. Oh my God. Only someone wearing a mask would wear that and think that that's comfortable or that fits. Look at that.
As usual, people had their thoughts like this person who said, Jamie Foxx, you can't clone this. My conspiracy theory self. That's exactly what a clone would say. Another person said, in all my years of seeing Jamie Foxx on TV, the man never had freckles. He was on that ish crying with his fake hairline. I'm looking like, nah, who is this? But now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Cat Williams?
Okay. So, a little bit of Jamie Foxx, and this just dropped here.
Singing the Christmas Carol. Mike Tyson, heavyweight boxing champion of the world. Jingle bells, jingle bells. Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson singing the Christmas Carol. Mike Tyson, heavyweight boxing champion of the world. Jingle bells, shotgun shells.
Okay, so that's Jamie Foxx. That's the same one that, was in the hospital video.
Jamie Foxx doesn't just nail the voice, he embodies the entire person. From entertainment icons to world leaders, these are the moments where Jamie proved his range is basically a superpower.
I remember Oprah, I didn't like you playing a bad guy, Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is not a bad guy.
Okay, this right here though, this was after he came back. And he was acting really strange. Like he barely knew his own references. He barely knew any other kind of movie references. This is a Vanity Fair. Let's check this out. Okay, yeah, because he's trying to recall. Yeah, it's like one of those Jamie Foxx talks about his past things or whatever. His past things. And that is something that they would want to film a clone to do. Let's see if it can pass the uncanny valley. Let's see if it can play the role well. Wow, he was wearing that hat just recently? Oh, that makes sense. With all the allegations that came up with Leonardo DiCaprio eating humans in the Epstein files, it made it seem like the Leonardo DiCaprio that was there was not actually him. He had a really thick mustache, and they made a point to O'Brien, as he hosted, what's his name? Something O'Brien. Conan O'Brien made a point to actually mention Leonardo DiCaprio here. That was just pre-show stuff.
I remember Oprah. I didn't like you playing a bad guy, Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is not a bad guy. When Oprah started singing. Hey, Vanity Fair, I'm Jamie Foxx, aka Kendrick Lamar, and we're gonna watch.
AKA Kendrick Lamar. Okay. Funny he mentions that. I think Kendrick Lamar had a double at the Grammys recently. Let's take a look. Okay, it's going deep, folks. I can see that the YouTube algorithm just loves these topics. Okay. This ain't him. This is not Kendrick Lamar. Okay, right there. That's some goofy kid. That's a goofy adult. Okay? That's not his hairline. That's not even him with a new hairline. Okay, that you can see it in his eyes. He's got really weird low eyes. And he was in the audience at one point, and the host was talking to him, and they showed him sitting there in the audience, and he looked weird. Okay? Really, really weird. Oh, and I was going to say, then Tyler, the Creator, came out with a poster that had the same eyes that Kendrick Lamar had. So after the Grammys, Tyler, the Creator, came out with a new track, a new album. Check that out. where he has these really weird, kind of soupy or swoopy eyes. It was a poster. Let's see if we can find that poster. Right there. Okay. So released a new album. Okay. He released a new album right around the same time. And those eyes right there, I've never seen this poster. Okay, I've never seen this. But I looked at Kendrick Lamar and I said, oh, what is with his eyes? Because it looked just like this. And look, it says glasses. And okay, so was it Kendrick Lamar's glasses that was making his eyes look like that? Or was it, something else? So let's take a look at this. I would like to see him sitting down. Is that Cher?
This is what happens when a whole bunch of nice people get on the stage.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Please don't play the freaking song. All right, here. Oh, look at those eyes.
To keep the integrity of this. Rose, I know you're out there. Take up too much time. I'll let everybody else speak.
Okay, so he's the last one to talk.
To echo what he said, this is what music is about.
All right, and there's his. He's got swoopy.
Luther Vandross. This is special for me. I gotta take my time because it's one of my favorite artists of all time. And
same strange hair.
They granted us the privilege to do our version of it.
He's very, this isn't the, the Kendrick Lamar that we all know. Okay. Even this one was a little sus. Okay. There he is. Okay, that's him. His eyes. Look at his hairline. Okay, it's up. It's not right here. Okay. See, there you go, right there. So there he is. Okay, that's Kendrick. Squinty eyes. Hairline up here, not right here. And here he is. I guess it is up a little higher, but still a little bit lower. Oh yeah, this guy here, Trevor Noah was talking. Oh, right here. Okay, so now take a look at his eyes. And Trevor Noah is talking about Kendrick. I'm glad I found this.
I actually thought about writing a few jokes.
Because Trevor Noah did something with that one guy who accused Hollywood of sexually molesting him. What's his name? A year or two ago, Trevor Noah was like, You work for the CIA, huh? Who do you work for? And I think he gave him pizza, as a matter of fact.
Jokes roasting you, but then I remembered what you.
Okay, now look at his eyes. He's like kind of drunk and goofy, kind of looking.
You can do to light skin do.
Let's see if I can get the quality better here. Jeez, 320.
Skin dudes from other countries. Yeah, me and my delegation are still recovering from the pain, so I'm just saying congratulations. And can I just say, yo, hip-hop beef has gone to a new level. Like, rappers are doing full-on detective work on your life. You know, you beat...
Right there. Look, now look at... I can't zoom in anymore. But look at those eyes. They're spread apart. They're really saggy, droopy eyes.
You
Look
beef
at that
with...
right there. Right there. Look at that. Okay. That's like a Pakistani. Look at that. Okay. There he is. There he is right there. He's got an eye going in the wrong direction there. Okay. That's 2005. See the Super Bowl 2005, eye going in the wrong direction? Maybe you still got that, maybe. He's a little thicker there. That's where they replace him. So maybe he did this whole performance, with a mask. A way to reintroduce himself, reborn. So then he comes out with this as his album title. Okay, when this happened, I'm like, look at his eyes. I was freaking out. I even did comments. What's with his eyes? And then Tyler the Creator comes out with that poster.
Beef with Kendrick, he's investigating you, your crew. You beef with 50 Cent, he'll make a 4-part documentary exposing what a violent creep you've been your whole life. Things have changed.
Look, he's not like really. It's like, huh?
Changed. It was so much simpler when all you had to worry about was being shot. But now they also hurt your feelings.
Look, it's like he's looking at a monitor, looking at himself like. That's not Kendrick. Look at that. His eyes are going this way. So, my eyes are like, falcon eyes. Okay. I'll just come in, and then, Normie's eyes are like this, and then his are like this. Okay. His eyes is in this down droop. Both of them are. Okay. That's not Kendrick Lamar. just a little theory, but it looks like, even Jimmy Kennedy mentioned Kendrick right here.
Watch some scenes. Hey, Vanity Fair, I'm Jamie Foxx, aka Kendrick Lamar, and we're gonna.
Oh, come on. Now, I already thought that Baby Keem was Kendrick's double. And so he would do a couple shows or whatever for Kendrick on tour while Kendrick takes care of his kids. It's the family ties. But here,
watch some scenes from some of my movies.
All right, so this is him. They're trying to from some of my movies, and he looks like he's about to, like he's a final exam on a test. He's like, okay, let's see if I can get this right. Jamie Foxx would love to be talking about his movies, and he looks, like he's all closed in, nervous. Now, listen to how he describes the scene. Like, if you were somewhere and you were to then you started describing it, you would describe details. You would have knowledge of the details. You could say, "Oh, yeah, it was a really cold day that day. We got on set and Gertrude was late, but we finally we came in with another hair and makeup lady, and she came in and took care of it, and then so we got it. You would be able to paint the picture. Now, listen to how he recalls his own movies, his own experience. Okay? And you know how I am with firsthand content, because I like firsthand experience. I don't want to hear someone else's narrative of how things are. Okay? I want to see it for myself, look at it in its totality, and through my experience, dissect it, okay? And wherever I miss it, wherever I don't get it quite right, is because of me, and it's because of a lack of knowledge of something, and so. And that's perfectly fine, right? But you're not having to watch someone's commentary about it. But please watch my commentary and like and subscribe, because we love these long form commentaries. But this firsthand experience is already something within my nature, okay? Because I know the quality that we can find within the minutia, okay, within these little moments. And that's how you would recall your own personal experience with things. I can speak of certain things more so than others because of my firsthand experience in it. Now, if I was a brainiac and smart, I would just recite what someone else wrote about a similar situation. Okay, but not me. I like my own journey. I like my own life. I got some of that, that Walmart theology, okay? No, please read books, okay? Read books. If if you're searching for answers and or if you don't have any good ideas or anything, read some books. And once you start getting all of your ideas, and you start collecting your ideas, then start writing. And then once you start collecting your thoughts and your ideas, then start doing. And while you're doing, the last thing you would be doing is reading about it, because you're doing it. You wouldn't have time to write about it because you're doing it. So these are just different phases of, the human experience and how to bring things to life. And you're never just doing this one thing. Okay, it's the trilateral agreement, the Trinity. Okay, you need it all, but in different times. So, but what you can do, okay, is that when you have firsthand experience with something, okay, you will be able to speak from the heart. But if you're trying to recall something, if you're trying to remember what you were told or what you read about or what you studied, you would conduct yourself a bit differently, okay? It would sound different. It would sound like the difference between me speaking to you now and then when I have to read your paragraph text messages that you send. Okay? Please don't shy from going capital letters because I need to see them. No, that's fine. But there's a difference, okay? I'm not one of them cold readers, okay? I just don't know how you guys do it. You're smarter, okay? I'm not that smart. I don't have that in me to. Oh God, there's a paragraph. Terrence McKenna says everything is about language. Take carpentry. You start off copying the basics. Eventually, you learn the language and you speak it. Yep, exactly. And I know nothing about that devil's play or that carpentry. Yeah. Only a fool be a carpenter. Stay away from knowing how to create forms and structures. That's voodoo. Voodoo. That wasn't a duper's delight there that just giggled there. That is don't look at these trusses either. Don't look at these support systems and my OSB over there. And quit looking at this little thing too. You ain't never gonna know what that little thing is. Please, just a meek 4-5 subterranean sewer. I sew clothes. I do need to make some patches. Matt, or Mark. Oh, Mark Casey when I call him Matt, but Mark. Metzger's producer. Hey, you got any extra cotton white thread? I've been out, and all that they have is nylon. But yes, so language. Once you know the language, yes. How'd you know those were 16 inches apart? Actually, those would be 32 inches. Or wait, are they? You ain't never gonna see the back of my head. Yeah. But once you know it, then you can create. You can make anything. You gotta know the basics, and you can speak it. So let's see if he can speak the language of acting. Okay, this is his craft. Jamie Foxx is a master craftsman. He was on, basically, like the urban Saturday Night Live. Okay, the good one. Well, Saturday Night Live back then was really good. But so was it In Living Color. So he was no slouch, okay? He was very good with what he did In Living Color. He had his own show with his own name. I'm guessing he did stand-up within there too. That's part of the whole cover too, is that you got to do stand-up, so that way you're always in different cities. Yeah, Jim Carrey did stand-up, trying to get on SNL. Is in In Living Color.
Yes.
All right, so here we are. He is recalling, and they have this. Hey, here's this show where people come back and talk about their past. Now, is this a? We've heard that the CIA, we've heard that CIA has a part in the entertainment industry. Maybe this is, Okay, so Dreamgirls.
Yes.
Ooh, get him, B. Get him, B. B and J Hud. It's Beyonce, man. Like, Beyonce is almost too talented for Earth.
Oh, Beyonce. Now, a lot of craziness happening with her.
Like, when you listen to a Beyonce record, it's like, what the this is some alien shit. Like, she can sing every octave. She's like the most talented. It's so quiet. She would do her thing.
Okay, are you talking about anything about the movie though? Okay, so he's talking in generalities about one of the biggest pop stars of our time. Yeah, and Beyonce might have already been replaced and is a dude, according to some people here. So here he is, speaking in generalities about a pop star. It's not saying, yeah, when she showed up on set, we were ready to go. I mean, she really wanted to make sure that, So he's not recalling from being in it, he is looking on the outside and speaking about it. And so now he's picking the individuals. So let's listen.
You know, she would do her thing and
okay.
cut.
All right, okay, so that's a scene. All right.
She's the most talented. Who's
Okay,
this dude?
Yeah, who is this dude? Exactly. And he looks so bothered by it. He's like, because you know that's not you.
No head hair. When you watch this movie, it's about music, right? And everybody's like, oh, Jamie Foxx is such a heel. You know where I got the most compliments? Other music executives. I don't get it. Without you, what would they have done? You took that piece of coal and made it a diamond. I was like, you guys are heartless. I was the asshole. It's like, I don't get it. You were valuable. I remember Oprah. I didn't like you playing a bad guy, Jamie Foxx. Jamie Foxx is not a bad guy. You know, when Oprah started singing. Jamie Foxx. But when we were putting it together, I said, if the guy isn't bad, then the other characters don't have anything to get over.
I'm not going, even though there are times I show.
When it came to the big scene where she had to say, and I am telling, I said, take your time with that. That song and that moment is like the one. And you watch her in the process of it really find the spirituality of that character.
Sorry about that.
And we watched it on set. We watched her set. She just won whatever award. She just won it right there. We were at a premiere and it was like a big.
All right. Give me 1 second here. Because, oh, good. It didn't switch over there. Okay. Now, how is it that I've got, I'm going to talk tech here for a second. I've got a few people in the chat here watching live. I've got 7 likes and 17 views. Only 17 people have been aware of this on the stream. So they didn't promote this. Might have been my weird title. I maxed out that title. So let me change it real quick because we are, rounding 3 hours and 17 people. Okay. There's something off with that. So, thanks for giving me a moment there to fix it. Again, I think that's part of this bodily neck thing that's happening with YouTube, where, they want you to cover like one person or so. Which that's not the case. I've seen people have live stream shows and they cover multiple personalities that they cover. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't get this YouTube thing. That is wild. 17, huh? I mean, it really says a lot about you guys. I really appreciate it. But if this happens again, I'm gonna ban every single one of you guys, because I'll weed out the mole. I'll weed out the one that's stopping all this.
Big premiere, you know, big stars in there. Man, she got through singing. They was on their feet. Standing ovation in the premiere. She was amazing. All right, let's get into Collateral. Yeah, Collateral, okay.
He's like, oh, Collateral. Oh, yeah. That's a movie that Jamie Foxx did. I mean, I did.
If somebody had a gun to your head and said, you got to tell me what's going on with this person over here or I'm going to kill you. What is driving
Michael Mann.
You know, you couldn't do it, could you? Because they would have to kill your ass because you don't know what anyone else is thinking.
The car that's pulling us, the exhaust was somehow floating into the car, bro. And I had slept, 12, 13 hours because it's Tom Cruise.
Okay, so he's giving some references, some set references. Okay, all right. He's giving some set references. I'll give him that. I'll give him that. Let's see. Let's see what he does. Now, it could be just a quick, easy reference, softball reference that you can use. But let's see.
As soon as I get in there, take 12, 13 hours because it's Tom Cruise. As soon as I get in there, take
what?
Bro. And I had slept, 12, 13 hours because it's Tom Cruise. As soon as I get in there, take I said, what the hell? Why am I sleeping? The director, wake your ass. I said, I don't know what's going on. And they found out that the exhaust was, so they had to switch it around because I was snoozing. You know how you fall asleep?
Now, that's not the first time that Tom Cruise has been in a situation where someone has passed out. He told the story to Conan O'Brien about being in or maybe it was David Letterman, about being in a plane and them running out of oxygen, so he had to use the passenger one and he passed out.
You don't know you're asleep? They hit you? Yeah, Top Gun. He was asleep too. We shot that on
He was probably trying to drug him, trying to knock him out so he can fornicate with his body.
Video. It wasn't film. So Michael Mann loves to do long takes. I'm driving the cab, Tom's in the back, and we're just driving, but the takes were long, and we shot at night. So imagine 5 in the morning, and I was like, whew, I hope I don't kill the Top Gun.
Cute title. Who wrote it?
I did.
Ah, you wrote it.
Yeah.
Well, sing it to me, man.
Sing it?
Yeah. It ain't like I could read the lyrics.
Okay. Well, it's key of G.
Okay. Key of G.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's a kind of Pete Johnson thing.
Pete Johnson.
Yeah, that's it.
You like that? Okay,
Yeah.
here we go. 2, 3.
You can talk about the pit, barbecue. The band was jumping. The people too, they're doing the mess around.
Yeah.
They're doing the mess around.
Back when people used to sing.
Ray was something else. Ray was an independent film, so it didn't have a studio. As a matter of fact, the guy who paid for it, his name was Phil Anschutz. He's a devout Christian. He says, I'll do the movie, but the drugs bothered him. He didn't like the fact that Ray was doing drugs. So if you could put the redemptive quality, I will give you the money. But he gave us half the money first, just to get us started. Phil Anschutz comes to New Orleans to check on his investment. So we recreated the Sanger Theater, 1967. This isn't in the movie. We got a 30-piece orchestra there. And when Phil Anschutz walks in, we're gonna do a song to show him, So he's literally transported back in the 1967. He walks in, they hit me, and we do Let the Good Times Roll. So when he walked in, hey y'all, tell everybody, Ray Charles in town. Got $1.25, and I'm just ready to clown. Don't let nobody play me cheap. I got 50 cents more than I plan to keep. Now let the good times roll. Bam. Shine, shine out, oh, baby. And it's like the roof came off. And then I said, I'm not going to break character.
It's
Just
pretty good.
walk me over to Phil Anshoes. So they walked me over to Phil Anshoes. I said, hey, man, somebody told me the money bags was here, man. We needed a couple of more dollars, man. And then he wrote the check.
All right, that's pretty good. Let me take it from here.
Now this band's gonna play from 9 to 1. Everybody here's gonna have some fun doing the mess around.
The director, when he hired me, says, listen, the only thing I gotta do is I gotta find somebody that can play the piano, because other than that, I can't shoot you like this. I said, all right, I'll play the piano. I went to college on a classical piano ship. Really? Yeah, I got a scholarship. When I said that, now he wanted me to learn every single note so it looks authentic. And then I met Ray Charles. He comes in, I'm at the studio. Hey man, good to see you, man. Good to see you, man. I said, well, Mr. Charles, I'm just trying to do the best I can to portray you. Look, baby, can you play the blues? If you can play the blues, man, you can do anything, man. And so there we are on dual pianos, and we start playing the blues with each other. When I hit a wrong note, damn. I guess his ears are sensitive. Now, why would you do that? Why you hit that? I said, I'm sorry, Mr. Charles, I'm just trying to catch up with you here. Well, hit the right note, man. You know what? That's what life is, man. Taking the time to hit the right note. I said, oh. So I took the time, hit the right note. Once we finished, he got up and said, hey, kids got it, and he walked out. The other thing, though, was that was the old Ray Charles. So I had to find the young. So I went to Quincy Jones' house. So he goes in his room and comes out with a cassette tape. Maybe you could find something on here. I'm like, well, first of all, I gotta find a cassette player. You know, this is the 21st century. So I had to rent a car from the airport. On the cassette was a lady named Dinah Shore. She had a show back at that time, and you hear, hi, this is Dinah Shore with the Dinah Shore Show. Here today with two wonderful musicians, and Mr. Kenny Rogers and Mr. Ray Charles. And in the back, you hear the young Ray. You know what, Dinah, I'm just so happy to be here. You know, I didn't know you know.
You know, this must be, because I had seen this before when it came out a couple years ago a few years ago when this came out. This must have been what I was sensing is that I'm like, why isn't he really mentioning much about the film? Okay, he's mentioning a lot of these exterior, peripheral kind of things about the film that could easily be found out and learned about, through producers or whoever. So, but he has mentioned a few on-set occurrences. So I'll give him that.
My music, that's just so grand, And just being here on your show, and I was like, wow, that's a young Ray. Now, here's how we build Ray. At one point, Dinah Shore goes, talk about the drugs, Ray, and what you've been dealing with. And Ray started to stutter. I just tried. So I stopped the tape and I said, that's it. That's the character. The young Ray, when he's in control of everything, when he's in control of his music, things like that, he doesn't stutter. But when he's asked to be responsible for his actions, when he cheats on his wife and has a baby, it made him uncomfortable. So we took that as that DNA, and then you see the progression of how
took
Ray
that DNA?
Ray.
Now let's meet the bachelors you didn't pick. Wanda, bachelor number 1.
Oh, God.
Derek Clinton. What's up, man?
Oh, God.
Okay. So either he is so tired or he is, trying to figure out what to say about this. Why does he seem annoyed? Well, that he's in a dress, yeah, but
Now let's meet the bachelors you didn't pick. Wanda, bachelor number 1.
Oh, God.
Derek Clinton. What's up, man?
so like no reaction, just like, oh God. What's up with that?
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Now say hello to Bachelor number 3, Steve Big Bun.
This is funny.
See, he laughs there. Okay, he laughs there, but how come he didn't laugh at any of this other stuff? Okay, there's like producers in the background that are laughing harder than he is right now. That's fake.
Now let's meet the Bachelor you did pick. Here's Bachelor number 2, Lucky Paul Nelson.
Not the underwear. Not the Dukes. Not the Dukes. You can't do that today. Even today.
See? He's like, oh yeah, he's doing commentary. Okay? I have more detail within Jamie Foxx's life than he does.
Paul Nelson.
Not the underwear. Not the Dukes. Not the Dukes. You can't do that today. Even today, I mean, come on. So these are initial reaction. They didn't see me because I would say, don't tell them how I look. I actually did part of one the way I got onto the show. I wouldn't let them see what I had.
Oh,
on
it is Wanda. Okay.
You know, they were,
yeah.
So when they're walking around that corner, you know, it's authentic. We knew that we were doing something great in comedic cinema. Like, you don't get these types of moments often. And I don't think you actually have seen a pairing like that in generations. And you have great guys out there, Key and Peele and Saturday Night Live, but comedians would give their left arm to have that type of comedic juggernaut of a sketch. Now, wearing the dress came with complications. You know, you get known for that in this. But the history of Wanda and the spirit of Gerald.
Yep, it comes with complications. Right, the initiation into the club through the humiliation ritual.
But the history of Wanda and the spirit of Geraldine and all of the great.
Yes, exactly. He doesn't have the eyes of a funny man. That at all. This is, he's like, looking to the producer, his handler, Can I mention the dress? Okay. We all know what the dress stands for. He's clearly uncomfortable about it.
In generations, and you have great guys.
And there's no
guys out there, Key and Peele.
There's no crow's feet. Okay. Okay, if he's a funny man and laughing, there's nothing there. Okay, that's a mask. Look at now one wrinkle on the eye. Just you squint and you get that naturally. Same thing with Kendrick Lamar. His later ones, he's kind of those squinty in the eyes and now they look like this.
Yo, hip-hop beef has gone to a new level. Like, rappers are doing full-on detective work on your life. You
out, you know, when Oprah started singing. Jamie Foxx.
Whoop. Sorry about that. Wait, which one is this? Did I go on the wrong one? Oh, here it is.
To have that type of comedic.
See, again, isn't it so much better seeing the source? Okay. This other video I have on standby here is pulling from this experience, from this interview, and going to give you a nice little compilation. But it's so much better just to see it from the source.
Juggernaut of a sketch. Now, wearing the dress came with complications. You know, you get known for that in this. But the history of Wanda and the spirit of Geraldine and all of the great guys who donned these characters to play, whether it's Some Like It Hot or whether it's Eddie Murphy. Sherman, yes. These characters were like artistic statements in comedy. You know, that we want to entertain you. And we just having fun. We're just being funny.
What a suspicious take.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm not in the dress in this.
Steve, how you like my new duds? You know, for now, I didn't know that burgundy was my color.
All right, I think this was the one too where it was like he was watching it for the first time.
Incredible. It was an all-star game. Christoph Waltz, me and Christoph worked for 12 weeks first before anyone else came on the set, so we was shooting out there, and Christoph's amazing. And then all of a sudden, here comes Leonardo DiCaprio and Samuel Jackson onto the set, walking in slow motion with their vapes. I said, ooh, these motherfuckers is cold. Here was the thing, though. The subject matter, the N-word specifically. Leo had a hard time saying the N-word. We're doing a read, and Leo says, and then he goes, hey man, hey guys, cut. I just can't do this. This is not me. Samuel Jackson, say that shit, motherfucker. It's just another Tuesday. Fuck him. And I told Leo, I said, Leo, you know, in slavery days, we would never talk to each other. So I'm not your friend. I'm not Jamie Foxx. I'm I'm Django. So, and as I told him,
You're not Jamie Foxx? I bet you love being able to say that because you can finally get some of that guilt off your chest.
Talk to each other. So I'm not your friend. I'm not Jamie Foxx. I'm Django. So, and as I told him, I said, you won't be able to play that character unless you really understand what slavery was about. It was tough. It was horrific. Ain't no kikiing with the slaves. So the next day, I see Leo. He walks in. I said, Leo, what's up? L, what's up? He don't speak to me. He ready. So everybody started.
Zoom in on the eye line. Looks like a mask. Where it's puffy. It's always thick around the eyes like that. Here, I'll zoom it in like this, and then you can zoom it in even closer on your phone. I assume you guys watch it on the phone or your computer. Okay. But this is as far as I can go. So now you guys zoom in even further and see if you could, like, yeah. There's a bit of a overlay with the eyes. It's a little bit too much on the eyeball. Fake teeth, yeah. Oh, here we go. Okay, now this. I mean, this doesn't seem like Jamie Foxx. Okay, now this. Let's just say it is. Okay. If it is, he has got. Oh, his ears too. Yeah. Dude, this is not Jamie Foxx. Look at that. Oh, fake hair. Yeah, same thing with this. Fake hair, fake face, fake cheeks. So then what they do is then they'll have him wear glasses or sunglasses. Having him like Jesus Christ, like a sacrifice. Yeah, less sure of this than Dave Chappelle, but Dave Chappelle, yeah.
Show him, Sam. Show him, Sam. Give him that range. I count.
Oh, but I was going to say, okay, so let's just say that this is then, okay? There's definitely something weighing on him. Okay, okay, he's looking at his movie. But there's something else, yeah. So he's either, this look right here looks like a look of recall or dwelling on a past situation. And yes, it could have been this scenario, but this is a look of not having seen it. Okay, like, so it's either someone, let's say it is him, and he's got a bunch of accusations that are going to be coming his way through the P. Diddy thing and stuff, and he kind of knows in the back of his mind, and so he's kind of looking like that. So anything he does, he's not really enjoying because he's got something else weighing on the back of his mind. Okay, that's how he looks. He's not here, now, present, light. Okay, not loose, very formed, stiff, calculated, but not quick with it. Yeah, and he doesn't come across as a funny guy at all, yeah, in the slightest. Exactly, Wizard. Yeah. There's the ears too perfect. There's not a single crow's foot. Okay. Not a single little, you'll have a little bit of the wrinkle when he moves the face, but they don't stay there. Okay. Rubber doesn't keep it unless you form it like that. The forehead is fake. That hairline is fake. And the best way to tell is if they're sweating. That's all you know.
Show him, Sam. Show him, Sam. Give him that range.
I count 6 shots.
And Samuel Jackson was better than all of us. He should have got an Oscar. The way he would turn it on and turn it off. Say action. Master of Candy, who's this on this nag? Master of Candy, I say, who is this on this nag? Say cut. What'd you think? And I'm like, this motherfucker's an alien. I was waiting on him to do like this. But that's what the
There you go. There you go. You go on and say stupid shit like that. Okay? Those are Freudian slips. That's right, Jamie. We're on to you. He's like, I'm not Jamie Foxx, I'm Kendrick Lamar. Okay, he said that. It's like, I'm good.
This motherfucker's an alien. I was waiting on him to do like this. But and I'm like, on this nag. Say cut.
And he's like, he wouldn't say action, say cut. He'll just do it. It's like,
what'd you think? And I'm like, this motherfucker's an alien. I was waiting on him to do like this. But that's what the level was in this incredible movie. You uppity son of a... Quentin Tarantino, he the best.
He the best. He the best. So that was his reference. He was like, from this whole movie, he then told the story of Samuel L. Jackson. Hey, what are these people doing under my land? Get them. Okay.
Matter of fact, Craig, people don't know, like, you know, in the movie when the house blew up, it didn't go like that. And after he blew the house up, which is supposed to be the end of the movie, he goes, it's all wrong. It's all wrong. Everybody go home. I did it in the wrong order. I'm going to rewrite the whole ending of the movie. We faked the explosion because he had already blew the house up and they had took months to blow it up. But the genius of Quentin Tarantino, he just rewrote it and made it what you saw.
Yeah, and how many bodies were in that building, that place when they did blow it up? He's like, oh, oops, I did it wrong. Sorry. You gotta go home now. Everyone go home. Don't worry about it. I'll clean up around here. I'll put the fires out. They just blew up a house. I did it wrong. Well, folks, let me sift through the ashes and make sure the teeth are, yeah. That's why they all have veneers, so they can identify the bodies.
CD.
It's been a long time since I've done this.
Well, maybe he's just distracted because your old boyfriend is trying to kill him.
We went on one date.
Cameron Diaz.
We talked about Manchester United.
CD. Cameron Diaz. Yeah. Woo woo. Okay. He's not reliving it. He's doing a recall. He's trying to do a, yeah, like he's doing a test.
The entire time.
So you admit it. It was a date. Go left, left, left.
Cameron did.
Look at that. And look at the way he laughed right there. Look at this. Was this when he was already replaced?
Her old boyfriend is trying to kill her.
We went on one date.
Cameron Diaz.
We talked about Manchester United the entire time.
So you admit it was a date. Go left, left, left.
And look at this. Look at this laugh.
Cameron Diaz. Back in action. Cameron Diaz is a national treasure. She's done so many incredible movies. And trying to get her to come back, I said, Cameron, listen, we got this movie. We promise that your feet won't touch the ground. You'll just have a good time. And if you just wave at your fans, there's a lot of fans that are needing you. Think about it. She thought about it for a while and she came back, and then we were like, oh man, I hope we don't shit the bed. I hope the movie is actually good. But what was great about her, when she got on the set, she would see things. Okay, why don't we put this here and put that there and do this, that, and do this and the other. And so she was hands-on, making sure that what you saw was amazing. And then the kids. Now, luckily, I have a 16-year-old. So I said, Cameron, I can tell you how it goes. When they turn 16, they go somewhere else. And you get them hella short answers. You know, you be excited. Aren't you just happy? Good morning. Yeah, hey. I'm your father. I'm Jamie Foxx. I get it. So we were.
I'm your father. I'm Jamie Foxx. I'm not just a random guy in a mask next to a 16-year-old child.
Answers, you know, you be excited. Aren't you just happy? Good morning.
See, look at that face too. This is not a Jamie Foxx face.
And you get them hella short answers. You know, you be excited. Aren't you just happy? Good.
Okay, that's a result of a mask. You squeeze it up like this. And it pulls at the squeezing up here, pulling up on the cheeks, then pulls in on the eyes, the inner eye right there, and not one movement really on the outside, except for a little folding right there.
Good morning. Yeah, hey. I'm your father. I'm Jamie Foxx.
I'm your father. Okay. Is that how parents talk to their 6-year-old children? They say their name to them? No. They say, shut the fuck up. I'm your father. Do what I say. Otherwise, you're going to walk your ass back from the mall. That's what they say. They say, I could give a shit what you want. What I say goes. Please don't talk to your kids like that, okay? This is just... Yeah. I'm just making things up, okay? But you don't be saying your name to your kid. Okay, I'm not going up to my 30-year-old children being like, I'm Clip Virgin, I'm your father. No, they just know.
I get it. So we were able to put that into the film, and beyond the incredible action and the fighting, I think the quiet moments with Cameron trying to connect with her daughter is like gold. I said, if we're able to do that through this movie, it's great. It's popcorn friendly. It's Netflix. You're sitting at the house. You want the whole family to check it out. And then the kids who are in it were amazing. You know, so it was a fun ride, and at this point in our careers, that's what you want.
At this point in our careers, huh? So, if that was him, he's showing a little bit of regret for that film, okay? It's like, that's just, yeah, you just had to do one.
Point in our careers, that's what you want.
Oh, so there you go. So he does Dango Unchained, and then all of a sudden, they clone Tyrone and The Burial. And then he just wants to do popcorn films now, folks. He's not into... He pushed himself in every other film, but I'm just gonna... Now, Cameron Diaz be driving everyone crazy. She was in Vanilla Sky, driving Tom Cruise, who was wearing a mask, who had to wear a mask after she drove him off of a bridge. And Jim Carrey acted in The Mask, which was Cameron Diaz's first film. I went full schizo on you just to come to those connections there. All right. And Tom Cruise and Jamie Foxx were in the movie Collateral. It's a small world after all. It's a small world. Folks, they're lying to us. Okay? Just let them know that we're tired of the lies. We're tired of the lies.
You admit it.
She don't look right either. All right, so back to this.
Put two legendary actors in the same room, and eventually, one's going to start imitating the other. And this clip absolutely proves it.
There were certain things that you would say in movies that became like your calling card.
All right, so does that ear look a little bigger? Face a little bit more narrow?
You get your hands off me.
Yes, sir. Now don't you get smart.
Get your hands off me.
get your fucking hand.
Yeah, that's right.
Say it with me.
No. I'll grab your hand and you play me. Hey.
You get your fucking hands off me.
Jamie got plenty of character direction from Tarantino on Django, and apparently he was studying more than just the role.
I was just getting to learn Quentin Tarantino. The first day of rehearsal, I'm reading my lines like, yeah, and he said, cut. Could I talk to you for a second? Close the door.
Wait, was he trying to recall things he said, but he couldn't?
I was just getting to learn Quentin Tarantino. The first day of rehearsal, I'm reading my lines like, yeah, and he said, cut. Could I talk to you for a second? Close the door. What the f is that? I said, what you mean? I knew I was gonna have this problem. Listen, all of this you have to be a slave, okay? He's a slave. He's not cool. He's a slave.
Right.
He doesn't know how to read. He's a fucking slave. And then he becomes the hero. But lose that door swings open, he walks out.
But now it makes total sense. Jamie wasn't struggling. He was just gathering material to his roster.
Leo had a hard time saying the N-word.
These are all shots after the hospitalization.
We're doing a read, and Leo says,
"Well, maybe not the."
Man, hey guys, cut! I just can't do this. This
maybe
is
that's
this is not me.
interview.
Samuel Jackson, say that shit, motherfucker. It's just another Tuesday. Fuck him. He should have got an Oscar. The way he would turn it on and turn it off. Say action. Master Candy, who's this on this nag? Master Candy, I say, who is this on this nag? Say cut. What'd you think? And I'm like, and we were watching it, and Leo was like, I said, Leo, you think he got it? He's got something, pal. Just keep watching, some shit is going on, pal.
Who is this?
Dwayne Johnson.
Every time I go to Hawaii, I'm sorry, Oahu, I go see my grandmother, and I say to her.
Morgan Freeman has cinema's most calming voice, but Jamie's impression proves even that can be comedy when done right.
Morgan Freeman.
Will Smith. Morgan Freeman.
Denzel.
Morgan Freeman. Denzel. 7 deadly sins now. Jealousy, envy, sloth, wrath, Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike.
He's trying to distract us. Lock in with me.
Go away, LAPD. What's in the box?
Did OJ do it? That's debatable. Did Jamie crush this impression? No doubt about it.
I don't think OJ think he did that shit. I think OJ fooled himself. He fooled himself. He don't think he did it. You know why I don't think he did it? You ever see him when he come out the courthouse or somewhere in
Dude, he's sweating there.
public or something? They yelling shit at his ass. He act like they yelling cool shit. Hey, killer! How you doing? But that don't walk. You see that walk? That's a killer walk. Killer, I'm gonna get you next, mother.
Most people think Jamie just has a natural gift for voices. Turns out he's been following a blueprint this whole time.
All of the different, voices. At that time, it was the was it the Muppets? Who was it? It was Kermit the Frog was a Muppet, right? Yep. So I would, do Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog, Sesame Street News, here with the
So he doesn't know his own references. He's replaced right there.
Three Little Pigs.
Which actually sounds like Sammy Davis Jr.
Because sometimes who could take a sunrise?
Which actually sounds like Jay-Z.
Nice party. It's crazy. Wow. We started off in Mossy Projects. Him with, Beyonce. What we was doing, Dame had an idea. So we just, it's crazy.
Jamie Foxx is a world-class actor, comedian, and singer. But by the looks of it, it seems like boxing is calling his name.
But Mike was a wild boy. Because you see him in a club and he sees some girls and he be like, hi, how you doing? You like BMWs? The girls be like, what? You like BMW? You like cars? You like BMWs? And crazy, he'd take the girls out and go get a BMW. I mean, he was that crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Just come on, let's look at the BMW. And we open up the BMW dealership. But he was wild.
But here's the thing. You don't mention Tyson without bringing up his biggest rival, and Jamie wasn't about to break that rule.
Because, Holyfield was trying to explain, but Holyfield don't talk that well. It was like, Evander, what happened? He bit my ear. He bit your what? He bit up into my ears. Your oars, you got a boat? What are you talking about? My ears. Can't you hear? He bit my ears. Can't you hear? He bit my ears.
And while we're talking boxing legends, we can't skip the moment.
See? That's funny. He ain't funny.
What's up, Jay Foxx? What's up, baby? How you doing? All time, you got the race party. I love you, baby. Got the fight coming, Jay. They want me to fall, Jay Foxx, but that's what keep me competitive. That's what all time. Easy work, light work. So he would sit at my crib and speak for like hours.
But don't get too comfortable with his boxing impressions, because Jamie's range extends all the way to the Oval Office.
When I first started out, it was all about presidents, because I would do all of the impersonations. There was Bill Clinton. I did not. I didn't touch that woman. I didn't, I swear. It was Bill. I was the only black man doing Ronald Reagan.
Oh, all right, here we go.
Pause.
Well, as a matter of fact, there you go again.
Yeah. All right.
It's a lot of great people. Lots of great people on both sides. Excuse me. Fake reviews.
But of course, no presidential lineup is complete without Barack Obama, so naturally, Jamie's got him covered perfectly.
If there's anyone who still doubts that America is not a place where all things are possible, tonight is your answer.
And there's Biden before he was replaced.
It's the answer that led those who've been told for so long by so many to be cynical and fearful and doubtful of what we can achieve, to put our hands on the arc of history and bend it once more towards the hope of a better day. It's been a long time coming, but
all right, let's skip through here.
back in the day when I had no resume, so I'm just watching everybody come out. But I never got a chance to cross.
I get his ears.
So when Jamie got up close,
Your ass and swallow that shit, bitch. You drop that in here. This is a f***ing ovary office.
Obama's known for his smooth moves, so when Jamie got up close with his favorite president, he had to show him how it's really done.
Hey, on the scene, a presidential machine. State, you ready to dance for me? You're not gonna dance for me just a little bit? Come on, man, I saw you on Ellen.
Oh, about to say Ellen. Look at that husky.
That definitely was not the black side in you right there.
Some impressionists rely on the voice, whilst others nail the movement. Luckily for us, Jamie can give us...
All right, well, there you are. It's a little bit of Jamie Patrol. Yeah. I don't know. Still think that something happened with them. But apparently it's not a very popular view. It's definitely not a trendy view. Okay. We got stopped, folks, by YouTube. But let's close it with a little bit of simulation theory. Now again, I don't buy wholesale into what David Icke talks about all the time. But I like where he was going with this.
Is not confined to this level that we call the human world. But there are other levels of it, which we call the spirit world.
All right. Make sure to bring it back here. All right, here we are. Searching for meaning beyond the code. Who created the simulation we're in?
This simulation is not confined to this level that we call the human world. But there are other levels of it, which we call the spirit world. And what if, when people leave the body, if they are not at a state of awareness, what the Eastern religions would call enlightenment, to be vibrating to a frequency which comes from your perceptual state, to get out of the frequency bubble that this simulation is on all its different levels. Well, how about you just go back into the cycle and you keep recycling, not actually onto a billionth of a pinhead, but from one, although it just appears like that, but you're actually reincarnating from other levels of the simulation into this level of the simulation, and it just goes on and on and on. And what if, just as people are bewildered by what the hell this world is and what's happening, that when you leave the body, if you've not reached a certain level of awareness of what the hell's going on, which is what the book's all about, then you're bewildered in another way, and you believe, just as you believe you're here for this reason, that reason, or you're here to learn lessons or whatever you believe, outside of this, still in the simulation, you believe that you have to keep coming back here to learn lessons to get out of the cycle. And it was interesting to me that when you look at ancient cultures and cultural beliefs, they do believe in this psychical movement in and out of this reality. And there's a very old esoteric concept of what they call the ring pass knot. The ring pass knot is perceived to be a limit, you could symbolize it as the outer rim of a bubble, that if you're not in a certain vibrational state, i.e. state of awareness, which is why they relate enlightenment to getting out of here, then you can't get through the ring pass knot. Other beliefs and religious beliefs talk about the Ouroboros, which is the snake eating its own tail, which is symbolic of this limit, this ring pass knot. And so it becomes clear to me that the trap is much bigger than just the manipulation of this reality that we call the human world. It goes beyond that, well beyond that. So you come into this world to learn lessons, but what happens? You suffer from emotional and mental traumas and challenges. It pulls you into depression, into anxiety, into fear, the four-letter word that controls the world and if actually controls the simulation in all its forms. And you leave the body overwhelmingly in a low vibrational state, so you don't get out of here. The idea is that you keep control of perception, i.e. frequency, to the point where no one gets out of here. And you know, there are traps everywhere. Like there's the trap of, yeah, it's about reincarnation and learning lessons. It's a freaking trap. It's not about learning lessons. We don't have to learn lessons. We are all that is, has been, and ever can be. We don't have to learn lessons to stop incarnating on a billionth of a pinhead or into this level of the simulation, whichever you choose to symbolize it as. we can reach our own state of enlightenment just by the realization of who we are. And if you look at when you come into this reality, the human world, what are they telling you from cradle to grave to self-identify yourself with? The body and the labels of a human life. They're saying you are a man, you are a woman, you are something in between. You are this sexuality, you are that race, you are this religion, you are that income bracket. All these labels, that's who you are. And if you perceive yourself in those incredibly limited terms, because they're not who we are, they are experiences that who we are, consciousness is briefly having in a human life. But if you self-identify with those labels, you're self-identifying with limitation. When you self-identify with limitation, your sense of limitation becomes expressed vibrationally in a low vibrational state, which means when you leave this reality, this human reality, you're in a vibrational state that stays in the cycle, round and round and round it goes. And, you know, the other part of the trap is, where did the simulation come from? And I've been writing about this for quite a while. As Rich Terrell at NASA said, if this is a simulation, which he believes it is, who the hell created it? And this brings us to that question I posed earlier. Why can't we see that which is manipulating us in a non-human form, as I say it is? Well, because we can only see this tiny narrow band of frequency called visible light, and the force that is manipulating human society, controlling the simulation, actually created the simulation to enslave us by enslaving our perception. It's what the simulation is, enslavement of perception, is operating outside the band of frequency that we can see. And if we call this reality the third dimension, keep it simple, and a higher or another level of frequency high enough for us not to be able to see it, the fourth dimension is what spiritual people call the astral dimension or the astral plane. When people talk about astral traveling, it's actually traveling with the mind, because the fourth dimension, the astral dimension, is the dimension of mind. And it's from there that this reality is manipulated, controlled, and orchestrated from. And if you look at, you talk to people about other dimensions, even if they accept that that's real, they perceive other dimensions to be way out there. Oh my God, they're way out there, these other dimensions. Well, some of them are. Some of them in frequency terms are so far from the frequency band that we're operating in, it's just ridiculous how far away they are.
The planes of spirit.
But
7 planes of spirit.
Other dimensions like this astral dimension, the lower level of it, the lower frequency level of it, actually is fusing into this. It bleeds into this reality. And if you look at how they describe the lower levels of the astral plane, the fourth dimension, what they call the lower astral, and you talk to people in different ancient cultures, you talk to people in the spiritual movements of today, they'll say that's the place where the demons are. That's the place where the demonic consciousness is. That's where the darkness is, as they would call it.
Hey, it's Brian Rose, founder of the DeFi Academy. I've told you, my 4-week crypto bootcamp is amazing, but don't take my word for it. This is what my...
Stop. Yeah. I don't like this guy here. He annoys me. And David Icke, I don't buy his stuff wholesale. But I thought that was pretty interesting. Just, the reincarnation and the aspect of heading towards the light is really you coming back, having your spirit come back and redoing the whole cycle. If you can get past that, you can then move on. You guys find this funny? Did I do something that was funny? You don't buy it? Yeah. And the concept of reincarnation has been expressed for centuries, and there's the concept of the crypto guy. Yeah, the London Real show. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of that guy. Just, it's a vibe thing. I don't know too much about him. But from what I experienced, I didn't really just a little kind of phony. But the reincarnation and all this, so when you die, if you haven't in your life gotten to a point of enlightenment, been freed from the world's matrix that it puts on you, you end up coming back and redoing it until you eventually get beyond that. It might take a century, a couple centuries to do that. And you can eventually get to the higher planes. Now he's saying that the fourth dimension is where the demons are. Well, you gotta get past that to then get to the heavenly planes. But it's an interesting concept, and just kind of thinking about who created the simulation. Thinking, looking back at these celebrities and what they're the narrative that they're trying to weave, seems like they're trying to create their own little simulation theory, their own idea of how things are. But we're seeing that there's a little bit of trickery that's happening, and a lot of horrific, illegal, and sick, disgusting things that have occurred. So let's not be fooled by the masks. But I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. For those who are watching afterwards, we here at Clip Virgin like to do conspiracy nights and long form commentary on these comedians and podcasts. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to us, join the chat. We got a great community that will laugh at your right in front of your, just laugh at you right in front of your face when you go a little too far off. Now again, I'm not a David. You know, this is me doing the denying David Icke at the third crow. But just I'm aware of the stuff that he's about, and I know he goes out there a little bit. But I do like considering, these other matters, after death kind of stuff, seeing the light, heading towards the light, you then end up reincarnating back on the planet. But if you don't go towards the light, people think that's hell. That's hell. Well, maybe if you're able to vibrate outside of that, because it'll suck you right in. You don't have a choice. So it depends on your frequency. And that's why when you come back, it's all you resimulate. And you have to recalibrate. But I can't get too much into it because they've stopped my stream before. But I appreciate it. Let me send you guys off with that little slideshow. And again, thank you so much for hanging out. Really do appreciate it. Episode 75. Thank you, Wizard. Thanks for hanging out. Jesus Weed Man, appreciate it. Mark, thanks for hanging out. We got Jan and Lulu, appreciate it. A lot of memories, folks. A lot of memories. Had some good times. Oh, man, every. Can you believe it? Oh, shucks. Put that tongue in your mouth, Gary Vee.